Good morning. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to celebrate my dad's life. Had some memories I wanted to share with you today. I'm calling this My Father's Tears. I remember so many things that my dad did, so many things that he said. What made him laugh? What made him cry? We can learn a lot about a person just by watching those two emotions. My dad often had a hard time articulating what he was thinking or feeling, and he was a man of few tears. Often, we see tears as a weakness, but what I want to share with you today are the things that I learned about my dad through the times that I saw or heard about his tears. I want to tell you about 4 times my dad cried. The first time I heard about was when my mom and dad were dating. My mom needed to move to another city just for the summer. My dad thought that my mom would want to break up because he didn't think that she was very interested in him. So he suggested that they break up. They were sitting in the lawn chairs up behind the church, here on the mountain. And when he told her, he cried. He was sure that my mom would say, "Yes, let's break up." However, it was kind of funny because she had stayed more aloof because she couldn't really tell how interested he was in the relationship. Through my dad's tears that day, though, she understood how deeply he loved her, and they married at the end of that year. The second story I heard happened when the church in Brazil was saying goodbye to my parents. During the service, a young man stood up and said, "One day, Dave was with a group of us while we were watching a movie. All of a sudden, we were laughing at a part that we thought was funny. Just then, we saw Dave get up. He was crying. Dave said that he was going to have to leave because the jokes were dishonoring to the Lord. So Dave left. I will always remember how we laughed, but he cried, and that made a huge impact on me," the man said. The third time was when my family had to leave Camp New Life. My dad had given almost a decade to directing and developing the ministry at the camp. I remember after finishing the final closing tasks that he had to do, he got into our old Volkswagen van and broke down and cried. I remember one of 5 kids and a dog sitting in the back seats, bumping down the camp dirt road for the last time, while my dad and consequently my mom cried together. And finally, during my dad's bout with cancer, his tears were surprisingly very few. The most he cried in the few past months I heard was when he had the opportunity to thank Pastor Jeremiah for leading a church that is so committed to reaching the lost for Christ. So to sum it up, from my dad's tears, I can say that he was a man who loved my mom, he loved the Lord, he loved the ministry, and he loved sharing Jesus with the lost. Thank you.